My name is Nick Gebelt, and I'm a bankruptcy attorney here in Whittier, California. This is the third in a series of videos on Chapter 13 bankruptcy. In this video, I'd like to address some questions that I've had from clients and former clients and prospective clients in Chapter 13. That is, if I'm in a plan for 3 or 5 years and I have a change of circumstances, what happens? In this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about what happens if you have a diminution in income. Now, suddenly you're unable to make the plan payments that you proposed and that the judge confirmed. What can you do? Well, there are several options. The first option is, well, suppose this is a temporary hiccup. You're out on medical leave, you're having surgery, a couple of months on down the line you'll be back at work, but now you're on temporary disability and you just don't have the income. Well, one option is we can file a motion to temporarily suspend plan payments. Now, I will say you're still going to have the modified plan satisfy the 3 main requirements of a Chapter 13 plan that I discussed in the first of these Chapter 13 videos. But at least in this situation, you can get some relief by maybe not making plan payments for a couple of months while you recover. So that is the suspension of plan payments. A second direction we can go is if you don't have just a temporary diminution in income, but it looks like it's permanent. Maybe something's happened with your employer and there's no more overtime, whatever the issue is. Or maybe you need to incur debt and that's going to take away from the available money. Then we can file a motion with the bankruptcy court to modify the plan due to changed circumstances, to lower your plan payments. Now, in each of these cases, the creditors do get notice so that if they want to, they can challenge this modification of the plan. But generally they don't if you have a good reason why you need to make this change. Now, there are 2 other scenarios that sometimes come up. Let's say your circumstances have changed so radically that you're never going to be able to make any more plan payments. There isn't going to be a modifying of the plan to lower plan payments because your income has dropped so precipitously that you simply don't have the money to make any plan payments at all. Well, there are 3 possibilities in this situation. The first is, if you now qualify for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, we can convert the case to Chapter 7. But you do want to be careful in this because if you have non-exempt assets, then if you convert to Chapter 7, they can be in jeopardy. Whereas in a Chapter 13, of course, you keep everything. The second thing that we can do is petition the court for something called a hardship discharge under Chapter 13. This is when you get a Chapter 13 discharge without having completed the plan. Now, there are some requirements in order to qualify for Chapter 13 hardship discharges. One is you have to have already paid through the plan at least what the creditors would have gotten if you had done a Chapter 7. In other words, the dollar value of your non-exempt assets. Well, if you don't have any non-exempt assets, that particular one is a non-issue. The second is this change of circumstances is something that you cannot be justly held responsible for. And then the third is that the circumstances have changed so much that there is no practical way to modify the plan. And in those circumstances, you can get a Chapter 13 discharge early without completing the plan. The third option generally is not a very good option, and that is you could simply let the case be dismissed. The problem with dismissal, rather than getting that discharge, is all of the interest that was held in abeyance while you were in that Chapter 13 plan suddenly comes rushing on in like a mighty tsunami. So you don't want to have a case dismissed. In any event, that's what we have as far as changes of circumstances when you're in a Chapter 13 plan. If you have any questions about Chapter 13, give me a call at 562-777-9159. This is Nick Gebelt, signing off.